Ooh, well done, DJ. Karate goal, DJ. Ravel, ball boy. DJ. Oh, God, Clemens. All right, so welcome again to Military Guna TV. Some some upsetting news, some real upsetting news. For me, I do think that this is quite difficult to understand what is really happening. But guess what, guys? There's one thing I want you guys to do before we get into the details. Before we get into the details, I really appreciate it if you guys smash that like button, guys. Before we get to the details, I would really appreciate it if you smash that like button. It's important that you do so, guys, because we want to get the video to 100 likes as fast as possible. We want to get the video to 100 likes as fast as possible. We want to discuss what's really happening. We will be getting we will be getting someone on the show to give us some level of clarity on what's happening. So these are the questions I want to ask. How concerned are you guys with Junior Fleming's comment? Should we be concerned? That's what I'm saying. Should we be concerned? What is the situation surrounding Junior Fleming's comments? What is Junior Fleming specifically speaking about? What is he speaking about? There's a lot of things being thrown all over the place. We don't know what we don't know what is happening. But let's get into the administration. Firstly, I want to apologize for being late. Let me tell you something. The reason I'm late is that I'm just running out of shower. I play some Sunday morning football. For all those who don't know, I play some Sunday morning football. Just coming in, I got the information, and the person said we need to go live right away. We need to go live right away. Information is here. Let's drop this information, and there's many things to discuss. Now, I'm going to run through the comments. I will be running through the comments, and we're also going to be discussing what's going to happen. In the meantime, the information will come periodically. It will come, I think, in the next, let's say about 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes, you will be getting the information that you guys are seeking desperately. But remember, people, I'm begging you guys, smash the like button. Please, guys, hit the like button, people. We want to get the like over 100 in no time. We want to get it over 100 in no time. I will run into the comments, as you know. I won't be able to catch all the comments because there's a lot of people in the comment section. So let's run through some of the comments before we get into anything. Let's run through some of the comments. We have a lot of people in the comment section early. So MZ, the original Zilla, big up, one of the members, military out here, wait, you see me. Jappy details them as a forward, just like of the stream. Chevron Spirit said, bro, I'm making a plea to anyone in JFF. Please resign. Every single time we have games, there's issues. Please, I'm begging the heads of the Jamaica Football Federation, step down. We want reform. Now, this is what's happening right at this moment. There's always issues. Whenever the Reggae Boyz are played, there's just something happening. There is something happening. So what is the problem? Chevron Pierce said, big up. Classic, big up as well. Some serious fire to get burned this morning on the JFF. Perkins 305 said Paul Hall left. That's his information. That's what we're hearing. That's what we're all hearing. Remember, nothing is official as yet. But we are all hearing the same news. Sean Pierce said, not even a press conference after the match. Only Junior Flemings did an interview after the game. Boss Thomas said, let's see if the spokesperson for the JFF going to defend the coach like they did for the previous Reggae Girls coach. That performance, I'm not sure not entirely on the coach's back, I put some of it on the coach, and I'm putting some of it on the players as well, because some basic stuff that I saw happen in that game. All right, so we're going to get into the details, people, and we're going to release some information. We're going to let you guys know what's happening. we have the leader joining the platform. Big up the leader. I'll go on.
Yeah, man. Sorry. Everything good, man.
I wake up this morning and me have live. Me go play some Sunday morning football. So me have to give thanks to the Father, you know. So everything is good on my part. So I'm run through. You guys got to understand the JFF will never step down. They're all in it together and look out for each other. Big deal and said JFF out. So the leader, what is happening? What is happening?
Boy, a while ago I had to almost choke, man, because boy, it's too much to digest with what's happening. Seriously, it's too much. What from last night, things have been happening, not even from last night. The news has been coming out last night, but everything has been happening from.
Oh, he drops. He will be back, people. He will be back. He will be back. So let me run through some of the comments. As the leader start out his Wi-Fi issue. Perkins 305 said that means we should boycott their sponsors so that they force to step down. The sponsors pull from the JFF, they won't have anything. Onion said MG might get court martial for being late. The original Zilla said Unna play with military them thing. People smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. As I said, no, guys, we can bring life up to 100 likes in no time, you know, because we have over 130 persons watching. We can bring the live up in fast, quick succession. So it's all down to us. It's all down to us. All right, so the leader is back. Yeah. So what is happening now?
Man, look at the technical problem. Okay, just make it quick. I figure a show going to be a quick show, right? Because it's a last minute thing. But look here, what has happened yesterday, I think what I can tell you, Jamaica should say many thanks to Paul Hall and Leon Bailey for averting a crisis, right? Because what's going to come out of it, though, is that they already cash-strapped JFF is going to be fined. Right? They're going to be fined for something that happened. They showed up late for the game, right?
Wow.
The players didn't have much time to warm up yesterday. Because Jamaica almost forfeited the game yesterday.
Wow. So what would have caused that? What would have definitely caused that?
It was a myriad of things. A lot of things happened yesterday. And to be honest, you know what they say? The straw that broke the camel's back. Yesterday, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. It started from before, and I think everybody, and we're not talking about players, we're not talking about just coaches, we're talking about everybody was basically fed up, and I think the consensus is that a certain person has to go.
And that person, who would be that person? Is there any light on that person?
Yeah, it's not the president. No, it's let me just take a breath here.
Yeah, just you don't have to call in the name, you know, but
name. But okay, in an organization, you have people that are responsible for the day-to-day running of the organization.
Yeah,
and I think after the amount of foul-ups that have been happening over the time, I think what has transpired with this Nations League is the ultimate straw that broke the camel's back. And I think everybody on a whole, including up top, are basically fed up. And I think it was unanimous that the gentleman, they can't work with him anymore, because I don't know if he's going to resign or what. Are they going to sack him? But at this stage, there are so many. Normally, I would have been able to say, just tell you the one foul up, but it's a number of things, so I would push the show for a little while. But
yeah, man, I can preserve time, you know. I can preserve time.
Yeah, thanks to Leon Bailey and the coach yesterday, I can tell you how the coach basically convinced the players to look here. Let's go through with this thing. Let's finish it. And that was one of the things. The guys came out for him. Leon Bailey called them and had a meeting also and said, look here, them know, said, look here, I have more money than everybody right here, so now. Straight up, we had to do this to the country. But now certain things that making everybody uncomfortable, right? Pick us. Right? I'm going to say one thing. Those two gentlemen, true patriots, I lift my hat after them. And believe me, they have averted a disaster.
Wow. And but that would, even if we had forfeited the game, that would have been a bigger problem for the JFF. A huge dilemma that would have been for the JFF. There would be a huge, bigger fine. There could be lawsuit as well, even on the case of Suriname. So that there is highlighting how poorly so many aspects of the organization is being run, and we can nitpick here and there. So as I said, we have to give huge respect to Paul Hall Paul Hall and Leon Bailey in marrying up the team and said, okay, Jenks, we're not playing for these particular persons, we're playing for the country. So we have to give Paul Hall huge respect. So everyone in the comment section, if you can send up the clappy emoji, send in the clap emojis and with a Jamaica flag in the comment section and comment Paul Hall and Leon Bailey for that the love and passion that they would have shown for us to even get this picture going. So people in the comment section, just send in the clap emoji for Paul Hall and Leon Bailey on this one. So would that have shown that Leon Bailey is actually a serious leadership type figure in the dressing room?
To be honest, look here now. You have, it's not to say that the leader, the captain, did not. There are many ways to show that you're thinking for the country, and he did it in his way. Captain did also do it in his way. His, however, was a different way. By the way, let me ask a question. Why didn't Andre Blake keep yesterday?
That is a very good question. No one knows what will cause Amal Knight to replace Andre Gray. That was actually a surprise to most people. That one, no one knows there was any information in regards to that. We don't know that one is just quite hilarious. Someone sent me to answer M10. People, me can't see somebody comment them now because the comment section I move fast. So me not go see it. Oh, this is the comment. MG, on a big man level, your video about the worst performances ever. Either assessment on the players and the coaching staff. Listen, let's take away all the issues does not take away the performance. All the backroom issues does not justify the performance. It doesn't take away. It's two different issues. The performance, yes, I can come. No one said on an evaluation basis that could have been a leading factor to why we had such a dismantled performance. Nevertheless, it was still a poor performance. And that game, when I said poor performance, I was only speaking about the Reggae Boyz. The game in general was a very hard game to watch. Both teams finished the game with passing percentage in the 70s. That is really low. That is poor. That is extremely poor on both sides. So, and I can also say, okay, this could be a very, very serious leading factor into the reason why the performance was that poor. In the same sense, the performance was poor. I cannot retract the fact that the performance was poor. I can now come and say that I understand the reason why they had such a poor performance. But remember, when I was doing the review, that was after the game. None of this information was out as yet. But since we're knowing now, I can understand. But that does not take away the poor performance that was that we watched. But most definitely, military think like a coach, not analyst. Listen, man. Teddy Lee said, Guna, you just don't rate Suriname. No, the two teams them poor. They play poorly. So back to us, Mr. Maxwell. What's your understanding of the reason why Andre Blake didn't play? There's no clear information on that.
Andre Blake, basically has another way. He protested because everybody is basically fed up, but he made his own vocal. And he basically made it known that he was fed up with everything that's happening, because we knew from before he is the leader of the team, the leader of the negotiations, etc. And to be honest, yesterday, well, everything just boiled over. You know, the hotel where they're staying. I have to take a breath.
All right, so since I said that, so I have received information that because the JFF is cash shop, the players would have to stay by Captain Orisborough Center because the JFF is cash shop. That's the receipt. That is the information that I have received, and I was pretty much surprised. When I got that information, because the Captain Orisborough Center is not a facility that has all the accessories needed by the players to really go out and perform. They don't have a pool where the players can go and have their pool session, recovery session. They don't have none of that. The only thing that they do is a sleeping area. I highly doubt all the rooms have TV in it. Highly doubt all the rooms have AC in it. Possible. So that is not a comfortable situation. Now we can ask ourselves this now. The Nation League, Concacaf would have Concacaf would have most definitely paid any organization or any footballing country that is going to participate in their competition a particular amount of money to participate in those competitions. Now, I would want to know what would have happened, or what would happen to those money, those finances that were given to the JFF to participate in these competitions. What really happened? So these are the questions that many people have asked.
Let me answer it this way. The General Secretary for... Oh, wow. Sorry about that. Let me just get back here. Camera just... All
right, so I'm gone again. Upon said, MG, you said that you've seen JPL games that is better, and that is a very misleading statement. I have seen. Hold on there. Up and running. You are telling me what I have seen? You can't tell me that. You can't tell me what I have seen up and running. You have never seen it, but I have seen it. Oh, God, man. You can't tell me what I have seen. You're telling me to see. You're telling me what I should see or what I don't see. Jay Nunes Sports said Andre Blake cost the team 3 points yesterday. He might as well retire. He quit on his team and he lost my respect. No. Ganesh Nati said, I have seen JPL's games that are better for real. Science said every day is cash trap, every day. That is the old consensus of what's happening. The leaders having some Wi-Fi issue.
Yeah, man.
Big up Brian LFC. Yeah.
Okay, let me just make it simple. The General Secretary for the JFF has come out previously and made it clear that whenever the JFF gets funding for whatever means, it goes into a pool and is used in the best way possible. So it's stretched. So whatever funds come in, they try to stretch it. So at this stage, it looks like funding that they would have gotten for various things. They try to stretch it to cover a myriad of things. And I think this is one of the things that even the game against the Uruguay game, it had to do with there was something that they were trying to be insistent on getting it played. And that is also one of the issues that came up. Right? Because you get played.
They would have gotten money from it.
Right. So they were trying their best to have it played for the funding. Right? Whichever team they would have sent. But the initial question, I'm going off key a little bit here now. You said you wanted to know where the problem was. What was it again?
All right, so let's start off from day one, because after I watched the Junior Fleming's interview and he said about the issues behind the scene, he was the one of the first person who highlighted that there's issue. Now, my question to you is, what is next for Paul Hall? Because I don't think Paul Hall would have worked under these conditions before. What do you think is going through his mindset right now?
Paul Hall has resigned. He has tendered his resignation, right? I understand that they are trying to get him to rescind it. The players themselves, he's going to be looking to finish the thing for the players, because the type of ineptitude that is happening through certain people in the JFF, nobody, as I said, Blake fed up, Hall is fed up, the players themselves, where they are staying is substandard. That is why Andre Blake literally almost walked out on the team. He's there participating in all of the various sessions and so on, but he's literally on strike, right? Because he basically can't take any more of what's happening now, and that's his way of showing it, right? It went a little bit further because, as I said, the rooms where they're staying, believe me, it's totally not up to standard. And that would be because the JFF cutting costs and trying to get the cheapest way, got a hotel that is really poor, not up to standard. And it affects, how comfortable the players are. It affects them. But it's regarding the hotel, because after a while you're at the hotel up to a certain point. After a while, you are looking to come back home. Correct? Okay, the problem is at this stage that we are speaking now, and this is hot. The JFF was advised prior to getting to Suriname that getting back out is not as easy as it is.
Oh, is that so?
Sorry?
Oh, is that so?
Flight arrangements must be made properly and prior to arriving.
Wow.
It came out, it has come out that at this stage, the team is not 100% sure of how they'll be leaving Suriname.
Wow. At this point in time, when we have a game coming up in the next 2 days.
Tickets were bought at the last minute.
So in the event, then they can fly come to Jamaica with the Suriname team.
Boy,
they can just come with the Suriname team. This is problematic. So
that is another. I don't want to cut you. That is another follow up by the person in question, including the hotel agents, the person in question. Yes.
Wow.
So that the players have not gotten for a number of matches. I think the last 3 or 4 matches that they have not been paid for. Once again, same person. I think the president
and
of the
these same issues keep coming back.
What's that?
The same issues keep repeating over and over again.
As it at this stage, between the only way we might have Paul Hall and some of the senior players staying is if this gentleman goes. I think that is one of the ultimatums that were given.
Wow. But in all of this, though, what is the what is the president doing? What is the president making his mark?
He doesn't agree. No, he agrees. I think he has also reached his breaking point with the gentleman.
Okay. And so isn't it in the powers of the president and on the technical committee? No, it's down to the technical committee, right?
I don't know if the technical committee has met as yet, because I don't think they were even up to scratch on everything that has happened in Suriname over the last couple of days. Right? I think the only thing that had come out was Paul Hall's resignation. I think they had that mulling about and they were looking at an alternative. But when you look at the deeper part of the question, in that the reasons that are causing these problems, it's way deeper. And as I said, Andre Blake took a stand yesterday, and well, he took a stand before, because it's rumored, but people know that he basically, was looking to leave the hotel and go somewhere else. He stuck it out, but he's still there. He attends team meetings, that sort of thing. There's a meeting scheduled for, I think, sometime this morning. He's there at all meetings, everything. He hasn't abandoned the team, right? But he wasn't going to play yesterday.
And as the captain, it's in that sense, I won't touch on that one as yet. I won't touch on that one as yet. No, it is now in the hands of the president to really pull some string and get this over the line. We have like a couple more days to get this thing sorted out. I was informed in the last press conference that I was at that there would be a press conference today. I'm not sure how they're going to tie that up. I'm not sure how they're going to tie that up, but I most definitely would have to be at that press conference, most definitely. And let's get these hard-hitting questions will be asked. No, there is a so-called bus stop in the training camp. Is that just the it's just an issue of the players holding out, or there's actually literal players getting angry at each other for what's happening?
Look here. Once people are not comfortable and they're uncomfortable situations, you will have emotions boiling up for the least thing. You understand? I've seen this. I've traveled with teams personally, and I've seen fights happening, right? Basically, because people not being certain things, not being comfortable, and so on. And these things happen. You understand? So I will not at no time this time blame the players, right? I will not blame the coaching staff because I think all of them did enough to make sure that Jamaica could hold its head high yesterday. However, such people need to go. Tired right now. Seriously.
All right. Need to go. Brenjan, big up for the super chat. Calabar Alum, the leader shares vital information. Big up again for that. Brenjan, massive respect. People who have over 300 persons watching. If you can get it to 300 likes, I would really appreciate it.
Up the likes, more hot things, man. Get the likes up, man.
So in all of this that is happening, we also, what the question is, I was looking at it because when I understand that them say them is cash shop, and then I was also told that the team will be saying that they're Captain Norrisborough Center, that's where they be camping. Then I'm like, isn't that where the under 20 is camping? What will then be happening to the under 20? Would the camp will break until after the games played, and that would actually disrupt the under 20 camp? So these are some. There's too much information. There's too much things happening where you cannot put one and two together and it makes sense. It just don't make any sense. At this point in time. People, let me say, people are in the comment section around.
Come and give you an exclusive for the Uruguay game. A big exclusive as to why.
Uruguay game?
Yeah, man. As to why Paul Hall really would have said, "Look here, I'm going to resign." How much you like that?
I'll check it.
Check it, man. Because seriously,
no, sir. Not even 200.
I'm just 300 people here in this thing, man.
It not even reached 200 likes. Not even reached 200. People get it to 300. Okay. I'll just drop the next piece of exclusive. Okay, I'll drop the next piece of exclusive. So in the meantime, I'm running through some of the comment section them. I'm running through some of the comments. So just get likes of people. Unseen said, this is what leaders do to take a stand. You need to take a stand at some point in time. Lee Young said Bruce Gaynor, Horace Reed, Carvel Stewart, Rudolph Speed, Dalton Wint, Michael Ricketts need to leave the JFF alone. Pagan said we currently don't have a hotel. Is that HC? What's the abbreviation for HC? Let me see. People in the comment section are mad. People, I still have weapon likes to go up. I'm going to run through some of the comments them first before. Blake Hilton said Paul Hall is not the yes man JFF wanted. That is why he didn't get the long-term contract. Siobhan Pierce said too much likes begging. We need to know what's going on. That's why we should just get the likes of people. It's a reason that it helps the video, Siobhan Pierce. It helps the video. That is the reason why we consistently ask for it, because it helps the video. Gregory said, so if there's no money, what is the managers of the federation hold on for then? I'm not sure. Kevin Bailey said, if we have to at the match and protest, go JFF, do it for the best of the country. Please, JFF, sort that out. Jedi said, Jaja, MG, red flag. Let me go. Let me see. Dockland Senate said, look like JFF needs to consult the technical committee to fire a janitor to box cover. Jamaica Concacaf said, congrats to the Tapa squad. You all know have the opportunity to win the Nation League with this team. Stuart stands up. What do you mean by the Tapa squad? I don't understand. I don't understand that. People, me can't say all the comments them here. I won't get all the comments them. Cyan Al said the technical committee need to step as well as win. So let me see. Let me check how much he likes it. We don't know. All right, so we're 216. So we can drop one more. And then no. It's on mute.
Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. Listen up. One of the things that you realize that we're basically out of the Uruguay game. That game is basically up. Because the reason being is that the coach advised the JFF that it's not possible. He doesn't have that deeper squad to be able to go to the two matches. And it couldn't happen. I think he did say that. However, a certain person made him know that they had to honor the fixture because right?
The money have to come in. They need the money.
Yes.
The money is needed.
So such people, even though once they said even if it's under 20 or whatever side, okay, what's going to be the under 20 with some other players would have been the side to have gone. The coach made it known he will not be a party to it. And that is where I understand. It is said that the coach had tendered his resignation. Not at here, no. It was tendered before.
Okay. So
not just the other day, but he held it together. Made the players do know of what's happening. So if you look at some of the pictures, that come out on Instagram and some of them, if you look at the looks in the faces, you see something not right.
Yeah, you can see that the players are not happy. You know, I know a happy camp when I see a happy camp, and you can get that feeling if the players are happy or not. So you can get the feeling from the videos. Yeah.
What I think ultimately made the coach say, no, if you're going to do that, I'm out. Was when a certain person, such people we're talking about, said that if you won't pick a side, he will go ahead and pick a team to go.
Whoa. Oh, wow. So it's his team. So it's his team.
He is the engine of the JFF.
And okay, so he has that much power that he can look at the coach and said, I will pick a team if you don't want to fulfill that obligation. I will pick a team myself and carry that team. But
this is literally the most powerful person, actually, with the engine for the JFF. And it's not the person that you can, a lot of people going to be assuming answer. It's not the person that you see as the spokesman who comes on and talks. The person here hardly talks. I don't know why he doesn't face the media more. Right? Probably we do know. Because whenever he faces the media, the shenanigans comes up.
Okay. So because he can't speak, he should not speak because of how powerful his words are. So you know how complicated the situation is. Many people are saying call name, but it's not that easy, people. We all know who we're discussing, and remember that we have to be mindful of how we pass on information. We have to be mindful of that. Even me as a host, I cannot definitely come out and say that because right here I'm still learning information just as you guys. So as a host, I cannot definitely come out and say, hey, such and such. I do we have to be careful. That is how the media works. Just as how the Gleaner would report that they were reliably informed. So why don't you think the Gleaner called name? There's a reason why the Gleaner does not call name, because that is how the media works. We all know who we're discussing, so we just have to keep it that way and understanding. Now, is it in this case that this person have so much power and they choose that? That means that many choices, and for years people are saying that the JFF is picking the squad, this and that persons are picking the squad, players are being picked or selected for sales. This person would have seemed most definitely to be one of those persons behind all of these movements, all of these things. And someone messaged me the other day, and informed, because someone actually from Suriname, I do think that someone from Suriname reached out to me and said they wanted to discuss something with me, and they said, let me give you, I won't call any name either, but let me give you the information that I just got. Okay, so officially it has just been released now that by Karen Madden, saying that the General Secretary Dalton Wint of the JFF, the players are calling for the resignation of the General Secretary Dalton Wint. The team have left Suriname last night, but the latest info is that they have not traveled due to the problem with flight arrangements. Jamaica drew 1-1 with the Suriname and their Concacaf Nation League. So this information just came out. This information just came out. So we have now confirmed it. So this is not down to me now. So we have now confirmed it. It just came out by Karen Madden. That Dalton Wint, as you guys in the comment section have been saying the entire time, we understand what's happening. People, I am going to open the phone line for some calls before I do anything. But give me a second. Let me check the likes, because we have to start that out. Let's get it up to 300 people. Get likes up to 300 people. We're going to run this show until an hour, just for an hour. You're muted, Mr. Maxwell. You're muted.
Get it to 3 bills. I will give you the real reason why the team can't leave.
Okay, so get it to 3 bills, people, and then we have one more information to drop. All right, so we open the phone line. First caller is Teddy Lee. Big up, Teddy Lee. What going, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm me first, man. Oh, God.
Yeah. Teddy Lee, what do you think about all of this right now?
I want to answer 2 points. Me and Sean always agree with the whole heap of issues, but today we disagree. The stance of Blake Tech, I not support the Blake. You can't, as a captain, you leave your team behind. And we have to be good. Leon Daly, Aman Light, and all of the players that might take the field, because remember, the bigger picture is the World Cup now, and if all of the players never play, they win a big problem, you know? So the stance of the players take now after the match where them say, here, the Wint after resigners. That is the right method, but not playing and leaving the team behind as a captain. I can't support Blake's stance, you know? I understand them fed up, but me agree with Bailey and Lou and them. They play the game, and then your protest or make your noise, you know? Your voices be heard after. No, Dalton Wilt was elected as the GenSec, him and the president elected together. So why not the JFF constitution, where if him no one resign, or him would get like expel or fire the presidents them of the FAs them have power or what?
No man, there has to be a sequence in how we get this sorted though. There has to be a sequence in how there's no one unfairly in no organization. There's no one unfairly.
He was elected.
Coming together and I look like Ricky's fed up by him, so all them can get rid of.
No man, that's board decision, man. But no one is on. Yeah, man, that's board decision.
Board to know him look strength, you know.
What's it? Yeah, but remember, if the board votes against you, despite you being on the board, you can be kicked from the board. Remember, he's not the owner of the organization, you know. Remember, you have to remember that, you know. He's not the owner of the organization.
The president is powerful than the GenSec.
Even the president can be voted out.
Can be voted.
Exactly. So it does really matter. The issue is that the GenSec has control of the everyday, day-to-day activities of the players, the everyday day-to-day activities of the organization. So they are the one who is actually controlling the dates being affixed, the interviews, the press conference, all of these aspects. He's the one who's working these things out. The traveling, the hotel arrangement. These, and if the portfolio, my problem is that no, if the portfolio is totally bigger than what he can manage, he must have said, okay, either I get a team who's going to deal with it, or I just step down because I cannot handle all this work by myself. So
but clearly even now a step down, so why the next step?
If
like,
it's not
like him have the vote now as a politician, like him would have do certain things without him knowing him have strength. It's like him have even more strength than Ricky.
It depends on how let me tell you, when you're on a board, it's when you're on a board.
I think 5 members of the board. Remember, there's 5 them at least the ultimate board.
Good.
Choose around 5 of them the fans.
The other day when the issue with the Reggae Girls, right? And the Reggae Girls decided that they want to get rid of the coach, right? The Reggae Girls, they decided they want to get rid of the coach, and they wrote a letter. No, despite the JFF backing the coach, and I would understand the reason why the JFF would want to back the coach. It showed JFF showing some backbone that hey, we don't want to give player power. That situation. So I would understand that. But in the same sense, there was a stance against that individual. And that individual would have felt.
More powerful, though,
no, man, I'm not saying yes, but it doesn't matter how powerful you are in an organization, the amount of power you have. If the organization is not being run properly, if you are not conducting your work in a proper manner, you will have to come under some pressure. You would have to step down, or if you can't manage the work, or move away, step aside to give someone who can do the work. It doesn't matter how powerful you are.
All right. So let's say bow to the pressure and resign. Then who you believe maybe something like that? I think people don't like Rudolph's Spiel, but I think Rudolph's Spiel that'll be an upgrade. That at least me not be more to the media now. So you mean I think it's better. Who you want?
All right. So in
military.
The
GFF position is not an elected position. The general secretary is a paid position, right? Where you go through an interview process, right? So when he was interviewed, though, he was still the president of Manchester, right? When he got that position. So it's not a position that he's elected to. He's a paid employee. So you understand? So it's not as simple as that. Plus, the thing is, to be honest, at this stage, it's times when we miss Horace Burrell. Horace Burrell will do things, have it rubber stamped, and then later on he'll come to the board and say, okay, this is what I did, whatever. A lot of people didn't like it. But in an organization, sometimes you need some sort of autocracy like that.
Exactly.
And this is one of those times that the president I can say, has agreed it's time. But what will likely have to happen is going to have to go to the board and so on and so forth.
But the president must step in and say, okay, hey, we're tired of you. You have done enough and so little. This is now your time to go. When we reach to the board, we will sort that out. But you have to pack your bags right now. Because, remember, all of this, is going to go on the back of the president. He is the one who's going to face all the backlash from this. He is going to be facing all the backlash from this. So he would have to step in at some point in time and say, okay, my organization is not being run properly. My organization is at the face of lawsuit, millions of dollar lawsuit, in which we don't have because we are not being run properly because of minor things which needed to be sorted out, which can be sorted out even before anything. So that is the situation that I can see. So even though he's so powerful, the president himself, because as Mr. Leader said, it is a paid position. He is a paid employee, which means that you can be cut. If you're not performing as to what you're getting paid to do, you can be cut. That is just how business is. Football is business. It's a business industry. People can say anything.
Remember the general secretary position is elected, not selected. What I try to say, them have an emergency meeting where them can host them and have an election. And them.
Let me ask you a question. You think about the captain? Where do you think the captain would have done in a situation like this?
Captain Horace Reed
100 hours.
May I ask,
100 hours.
So Teddy Lee, if you know that the captain a bad man, an ex-soldier, step in and say, oh, you're not operate? Come out.
Yeah.
Because...
first and foremost, Borrell pick a strong genset. Ricketts like a wrong mistake by
but hold on, no. So in that sense, I'm saying to you that Ricketts at this moment has the power in his hands to step in and say, you have to go. He has that power. Remember now, he's the GenSec, you know. He's not the president, you know.
What we are saying with look, Messi, if him own a board overrule him, that would be like him weak.
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
This is what the player. This is what the president would have. The president would have the full backing of the player if the president decided to make that decision.
Yeah.
So let me tell you this: even though the board would have overruled him, you see the players play a huge part in this. Let me tell you what the players can do. The players can play a huge part in this. You see, when the players decided, hey, we are not going to be playing, and the players said, okay, you want problem? We can create problem. We can leak some various information. We can leak some various information of how incompetent you are. And when that starts to hit the heights of places, I'm telling you that it will be probably lawsuit. You'll be subjected to lawsuit. So these are factors. These are things that are applicable. So let me read a super chat. Ted Lee, I close off now. I give somebody a chance to call in. Big up, man. Lyda Connor said, big up Lyda Connor said, WD is a coach, so the JFF feel they have always, it's Dalton Winter said, is a coach, so the JFF feel like they always have a contingency coach to slap on the band-aid. Let me see. There's another super chat. Fully done. Big up. Thank you very much for the super chat. Drop a comment next time. So we can see what's happening. The comment I move mad. All right. Sometime. So the leader now. So what else officer now? Let me. Okay.
Look here, Guna. Let's look at it though. Just diverse a little bit. Well, look at some of the follow-ups. Some time back, you had the fines. Let's go look at the fines first. There's going to be a fine for reaching late yesterday, right? There's going to be a fine. There was a fine for the under 15 not participating in a Concacaf league some years back. And he also took blame for that. Let's look the fiasco with Cedella Marley sometime back where she put a tweet out about the shenanigans with the JFF. He addressed it at that time. Right now, there are so many mistakes, and it has gone. Too many mistakes has happened, right? And even the other day with Catalonia, somebody asked, why would we have to have carried so many parish presidents plus the general secretary and the president going? Normally, you have times when you just have a head of delegation. That's it. If you are having problems with your finances, cut your costs another way. You could have saved up almost $20,000 minimum if you had gone for only overseas players based in Europe. Plus,
to fulfill those games.
The college player from let's say the USL player and the local players, and then cutting the various people like the president, the general secretary, and the two parish presidents that went along, right? You didn't need them. You only need a head of delegation. You could have cut and saved tremendously right there. And that's a lot of money. You understand? So when you're looking at these things now, you won't reach into the situation. Here, the JFF...
they don't understand cross-cutting, it seems. Or they just want to travel and go and shop and enjoy themselves, just like the players.
Look here. At this stage, where they look at cutting costs, were to say, oh, let me put the guys them up at the JFF Technical Center, right? Disregarding and thinking that this can't work. People that out there might say, oh, something not wrong. But if you look at what you're asking the players to stay at, this is unheard of anywhere else in the world. Right? And that is the idea of cost cutting. So even with the Uruguay game, and that is why the gentleman wanted to take on and overrule Paul Hall and say, because he needs the game to go on. And he just, because they want to try to get money, because as it said, any money that comes into the program is used for the greater good of the program unless it comes in specifically for a specific purpose. So that is one of those things that had come out in an interview with the General Secretary and Sportsmax. But at this stage, especially with the airline tickets, I'm hoping that they'll be able to reach here. But when somebody lies about purchasing tickets early and then, you know, everybody else finds out that they didn't do it and it's done at the last minute, and then now we're having logistical problems. It's a serious matter. I think such people should just have resigned once that had come out.
So most definitely, if Dalton has the power, well, he's the one in the position to sort out traveling expense. And prior to this game, he was informed that it would be difficult to get a flight out of Jamaica. He would have already been informed by the Suriname contingent that coming out of Suriname, it's going to be difficult, so you'd have to work that out prior to. And Dalton got that information. It's clear and evident. He got that information. Now, when he came out now and said, okay, and give the notion to the players that and the technical staff who came there that, hey, everything is sorted out, play the game, I'll be fine. What could have been going through his mind that all of this is going to be problematic when he actually did not do that, and then now this whole thing just escalated? What could he be really thinking at this point in time? Is he really thinking about his job? What is he doing with the funds? Why didn't the tickets are sorted out? Why didn't traveling sorted out? We have a game here, which is basically the players are going to one day rest if the players come in today, which is quite difficult because as you can see,
they don't know when they're leaving.
Paul Hall did an interview now, and Paul Hall said that going to Suriname was difficult based on the traveling, the arrangements, and all these things. He said that in an interview. I didn't highlight it because I'm saying, or maybe just conditions or weather conditions. So that's the reason I didn't highlight it. But it seems as if Paul Hall has been dropping hints from day one about certain things. And funny enough, now, Paul Hall is not afraid to say certain things now, because when we do the press conference, when Paul Hall did said that there's a few players who would have shown lack of commitment in regards to coming to represent us. And when he came out and said that, I was like, okay, then that's bold. That's really, really bold to say. And we have seen it. We have heard it over and over. So it is now two coaches repeating the same thing as Tapper and now Paul Hall repeating the same thing. But nevertheless, Paul Hall did say that going to Suriname when they were traveling, they had issues traveling. Arrangements were difficult. He did mention those in his interview. I think he did an interview with the Observer, I believe, when I read that one. Now, at this stage, the players are uncomfortable with their living arrangements. The players now are not prepared properly for the game, and it seems as if they only had like not sufficient training session. And even when you have proper training session, if it's facilities that you're going home to is not accurate, you still are going to be uncomfortable. You cannot function properly at your best. So it will be difficult. I'm wondering now, can these reports, as Dr. Jarvo said, can these reports be filed and sent into FIFA?
FIFA knows about all of this, because as I said, look here, this is not a secret, because for the team to reach late, they're going to be fined. You understand? And that is already a red flag that FIFA will be looking into what's going on. But it's not a matter. Look here, the whole thing is it's going to open a can of worms that I don't. It's going to open a can of worms. You understand? It's going to open a can of worms. And to be honest, Mr. Wint might be the person that might take down the whole administration.
Wow.
Literally. Well, the problem is, hold on, let me let Guna. A lot of people don't realize, is that even if Mr. Wint goes, the various parish presidents are still there in the various positions, and you're not going to get them out unless the actual people that vote in the parishes, right? Whenever there's an election, right? That is where the change has to go first. Not you can't change the JFF president unless you change the parish presidents. You understand? So once you know, and you have some people that are within the JFF. What would I say now? You know, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you have people from the Jurassic era there. They have been there for so long, so very long. Captain has come and died, and some of them are still there.
Still there.
And
Nothing fresh, no new, no fresh young mindset.
I'm just thinking now.
So they're still in the Jurassic era. They're still in the Jurassic era. Brinjan, big up again. Thank you very much, Brinjan, for the super chat. Proper and very informative discussion. Thanks, leaders and MG Sports TV. Massive respect. Thank you very much for joining, Brinjan, and big up for the super chat. Now, even in a sense, I do think that one of the problems I'm having is that the selection of the leaders for the JFF. I do think that it is kind of like for like. There's always a like for like situation. Maybe Captain was one of the one who just stand out, and maybe the reason I stand out is because he's an army man, and you know sometimes he might have his ways, and he's good and his bad ways, but he actually he commands authority when you see him, and basically people be afraid of him based off his posture and the authority that he holds in society in general, not just football alone, just in society and in business aspect of things. So on that level. But in the same sense, what is that? Man say, I want to see man them bed. Oh, man them bed stay. See somebody say, man them, so big deal and shot me see what I go on. Come here, put up it, you know. And me get it, me I put it up, you know. And me get it, me I put it up. Shot it to me see it. And me get it. Yo, send it to me put it up. Let me tell you, man. Send it to me put it up, man. Cause these things, you know, we have to highlight these things, you know. So let me see. May I check to see if I get it? May I check to see if I get it, people? Because I'm talking about the living conditions.
Staff, players, everybody, the whole where they're staying, everybody once they reach was totally turned off. You know where they expect them to stay.
So big deal and shot me in my DM and me publish it. Let people see what's happening, man. People need to see what happened. People need to know what really are going on behind the scene. Because in this day and age, I like these things, man. So big deal and shout it to me, Mr. Wagwan. And big up again, Brain Jane, for the super chat. Really appreciate it, bro. Get another super chat. HD Rob said the way they spoke to Lowe a few months ago shows that the entire boards need to be fired. No level of professionalism. You know, like the negotiation that they came out with was like the JFF side was like some corner store, some corner shop reasoning, you know, like I'm on a bigger thing for a corner. So boy, you know, say me not have this to say, can you give me this? Yeah, it never have that level of professionalism to it. But big up again, HG Rob. Really respect the super chat. People, get the likes up to 300 now. Get the likes up to 300. We still have further the discussion, same way. We still have a lot more things to cover. Get the likes up to 300. All right, so everything is now laid at the feet of Dalton Wint. Everything in this entire situation is laid at the feet of Dalton Wint. No, FIFA knows about it. President know about it. Big deal and said Damien Logo live the day before the game. Did I give us some credit to some fans? No man, I check Damien Logo trick man. I show him a show what go on under Sykes, man. I'm tell us it, man. The players them smart, you know. Don't think they fool. They have to do it a particular way enough. I like certain things, you know. But they can't just say, hey, look how I live. And can't just look how him cannot give a credit and not show him face alone, you know.
No, them can't do that. Let me tell you. There's look here. There's a part in the player's contract, you know, where them can't disclose certain things. So when a player not call, can't come out and say.
I want to call it non-disclosure agreement, a non-disclosure.
That's why they just say when a player not there, they just say for personal reasons. Or the JFF which says for personal. No, but you know, so that is part of the thing.
Dr. Joyful said, big up again for the super chat, HG Robe. Massive respect. Non-disclosure agreement, yeah. Dr. Jaffa said, Military Guna, it is real disgraceful. It's my fellow doctor companion working with the team from St. Anne's Bay Hospital. If Dr. Jaffa, we can get some clips or some pictures, some I tell us the truth, but I really want to see it. So reach out to him and see if he can shot even 1-2 picture. And you DM it to me on my Instagram or my Twitter, and let me make the people them see what I go on. We need to make the people them see what I go on. I want the match at them staying up. Listen, you see, players in football, players need to be comfortable, and that's true. Players need to be comfortable to perform. I'm just gonna get a call. I miss the call. Benjamin, big up Benjamin. Benjamin said, "I want to see what I go on."
Guna.
But
sometime in the past, when one of the teams went away, and Burrell saw the type of hotel that they were booked for, Burrell took the team out and paid for a proper hotel. He went to the FA, and I don't remember who else it was, and he told them they are not staying there. He put his foot down, right?
Yeah.
And said they are not staying there. So look here now. Let me tell you something. Boy, we make him think there. I'm going to tell you a thing, It's a Ricketts or somebody, I'm a nice gentleman. But this is sometime in life, you need to have certain amount of autocracy, and you need that to make an organization run, right? If you sometimes you have too much democracy in an organization, you're going to have issues. Sometimes you need to be firm and be the person that make the decision and make everybody else vex with you. That's what you need to do.
That's just how it is. I say go. I'm Jay Taylor. Shut about Jay
Jay
Taylor. I'm call about Jay Taylor. Independent call. Not call about Jay Taylor to see what I go on. Comment section I go mad. You can't keep up with it. Can't keep up with it. The original is big up on one of our members of the channel, and it's not like we are asking JFF to put them in a 5-star hotel. However, it has to be reasonable. Big deal said if at this them want demand them from England stay now. Jano. Yeah, make it a call now.
Englishman here.
Big up Jay Taylor. How go on, bro?
Good afternoon, military. Are we live?
Yeah, man, we're live now.
Yes, military. I'm watching the show, and everybody is probably feeling the same way. But I want to say to the fans now, this is the actual moment for the fans who are on the ground in Jamaica to take action. This is the time where the fans has to show up at the JFF and let their voice be heard, because you cannot let this one just slowly drag out till they negotiate a way out of this and nothing changes. Now is the time where the fans really has to strike, because as they would say, the bucket or the bottom fall out of the bucket now. Things are finally at a place where the JFF has to come to, there has to be that reality check right now. And I'm speaking to someone in Manchester, and they're saying that Dalton Wint is not a person who tends to want to back down or step down from things. And that's what I'm afraid of. I don't think Dalton Wint is the person who will just say, okay, I'm not getting it done and walk away. They're saying he's a person who sometimes wants to push back and come out and explain his side and they fix things. And we can't have that happen anymore. If the players are disgruntled, it's the female program almost collapsed the other day. Travel arrangements, players still stuck in Suriname. We don't know why the English-based players are not there. It's too much now. This is it. Something. And now Mr. Speed this is what I'm gonna say to Mr. Speed if he's listening to this show. Mr. Speed, do yourself some justice and don't try to come on YouTube and explain anything for Dalton Wint here. Dalton Wint has to either step down. I don't actually need Dalton Wint to explain anything to us. He just needs to go now, man. Now is the time where he needs to just be a patriot and say, listen, my job at the JFF has been well done. Whether he considered that, we don't think he did a great job. But we don't want Mr. Speed coming out giving us some politically correct answers for Dalton Wint.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Mr. Speed, I asked Mr. Speed a question the other day. I said, Mr. Speed, what was Dalton Wint talking about? They only got $50,000 when the minimum for teams in the Gold Cup was 150,000. Mr. Speed said on the stream that, well, I think Mr. Wint did a mix-up that they got 50,000 in the second round. And I said, no, that sounds, if it's the general secretary of an organization, don't know how much money them get from the first round to the
problematic,
round,
man.
That's weird. That's weird. So now is the time where Dalton Wint, I think the players as well has pinpoint one of the real issues. He's not the only problem there, but I think they pinpoint the immediate issue that can solve something. And one of that is getting rid of Dalton Wint immediately. Dalton Wint has to go by Monday morning. There should be, and the under 20s are coming up, and we can't keep him around to make a mess of that as well, military. We have to, they have to, and now the fans in Jamaica, we are talking on YouTube, all of the keyboard warriors, them, now is the time to show up at the JFF. So TVJ, CVM, all the news channels can realize now that it's serious things happening now where Dalton Wint has to go. Them can't just stay up on YouTube talking about it. People has to be proactive. If I was in Jamaica military, I would be there. I would, because this is the chance. This is where the players are disgruntled. You have the coach on your side. Paul Hall just turned in his resignation, and that's look how many coaches in Jamaica was going to benefit from Paul Hall being a pro-license coach and all these things. I'm not going to make because of Dalton Wint and his
mess up the entire football in Jamaica.
Yeah, mess up the whole. So the JFF has to come to a realization and say, no, we have to decide: is Dalton Wint worth more than the future of Jamaican football?
No, not a bit, not a bit. And you bring across some very, very good points, Jay Taylor. Some very good points in regards to the plan that Paul Hall has for Jamaican football. His plan is actually go straight back to grassroots. All the coaching license, the coaching courses that have been taking place for the past couple of months, Paul Hall imprint is inside of those coaching programs, Paul Hall imprint is inside of it. So which is saying that, Paul Hall is saying that, which means that this is a national team, right? And if we want our national team to be playing at this level, we have to start from the root of the country. And if we can start produce better players at the lower level, it means that we will start to have better players at the higher level. Not saying that everything will be perfect, Look at the Mexican team. The Mexican team are picking players out of their own league. And you hardly find that Mexican fans complaining about that. But the moment a player from our league get called, all of us as fans, we're going to have problem. Not only that, the mere fact that we are not even calling the best players from out of our league.
So now military, the entire football landscape in Jamaica is hinged on Dalton Wint's job now. Basically, this is what it comes down to. Because either Paul Hall goes, and if Paul Hall goes, the next coach comes in, Dalton Wint is still there making a mess of things.
Exactly. Still the same situation remains just like that.
Yeah, so no matter who we change, the fans, them, everybody, I hope somebody have to take action now. And I think the guys should actually boycott. If Dalton Wint doesn't resign, the guys shouldn't walk out there this time and play. I think this is it. I don't care if we get banned from FIFA for a year or two. Sometimes you have to put down things for start. And if it's gonna get rid of Dalton Wint, them and some people in the JFF, and the guys then boycott the game, I'm all for that. It's a sad thing, military. It's like cutting off your hand to save your life.
No.
But it's a thing that has to be done.
Right.
If the players then band together, so we now play.
I understand where you're coming from, But this is what happens, right? When you do something like that, remember, we're in the era of basically our golden generation. We're in that era right now. We have the golden generation normal last for like about 10 years. I think about 10 years. We are now at the start of our golden generation. Knowing that, when you look at the senior players that we brought into the squad, but most importantly, the young players in the under 20 squad, we are getting some top top quality young players in the under 20 program. I'm telling you, these players potentially gonna hit high heights in world football in the next few years. If we should do that at this moment, we are going to really basically saying that don't come back. We're going to tell those players that don't come back. We're not interested in you for now.
When they start playing for Jamaica anyway, they still can't even get to games in Suriname. They're gonna be sleeping on wet-up mattress.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we can go about doing it without have to resort to actually getting banned from football. That's not something that we want. Because
listen, I don't want them to get banned, but I would if it's a fine or something and the guys plan to not play this game, I think drastic measures.
Mr. Leader, tell me what I said. I'm making here.
Okay, let me just tell him. What if we do anything like what he's thinking of? Look here, we will get fined and we can get in a serious situation and we can't recover like what happened to Trinidad. You see where Trinidad is now? We don't want that.
A similar situation like that happened to Trinidad, so we don't really want to find ourselves in that situation.
Okay,
yeah. So, and then now Trinidad are lose out on some top talent, even though them are lose out on some real top talent.
It's still affecting Trinidad. So maybe
exactly. And they push Trinidad most a couple of years back. They push them a couple of years back. Well,
long.
Yeah.
Guna, what you need to do
what was
is
the gentleman name from Trinidad? Was it Jack Warner or something?
Jack Warner.
Some
Warner, man. I think I saw Warner.
Yeah, it was one of those guys. I think when he went down with that whole big ring in FIFA, that's also what took down Trinidad's football, because that was a powerful man. People underestimated him, and a lot of people said that he was actually set up because he was seen as somebody who could have potentially became the president of FIFA at some point. He was that powerful, and when he went down, I think a lot of the perks that Trinidad probably used to get, or a lot of those front row discussion,
they're not privy to it again.
They're not privy to it again. So it said that he was also the cause of Trinidad football going down. I'm gonna free up the lines to military with one last thing though, military. I'm just appealing to the fans on the ground who's been calling for the JFF. Now is the time to show up. Monday morning, tomorrow morning, fans need to be there with TV, DJ, all those news outlets. They need to put Dalton Wint.
That is if those news outlets really interested in these things,
No. This is something where the players are potentially stuck in another country. This is not just about sports anymore. This is not just about sports. You have your citizens in another country stranded. This kind of falls under national security as well.
Call the military.
These are Jamaican citizens in another country, and this is all based on the blunder of an individual and his lack of competency at his job. So it's either they make the decision, the coach is putting in his resignation to go, the players are refusing to play, they're showing up late. The man has to go. This is it. So thank you, military. I'll watch the rest of the show.
All right, big up J Chilla. Right? Some very vital information to pass on. Massive respect.
All right, blessed.
All right. The original Zilla said, military, I want to lobby you to organize a protest at the JFF. Get in contact with the other media outlets, other YouTubers here, IG, organize it, call TVG and CVM. TVG and CVM, that's a business about me. Seriously, organize it fully and make the voices heard, please. Big up again for the super chat. Massive respect. We need to see what we can do. I'm going to shout up some people and see what we can do. Lord O'Connor said, big up Lord O'Connor for the super chat. Really appreciate it. But is it Dalton Wint alone who should go, or do Ricketts and a few others need to go through the exit door also? I 100% lobby with that as well, Lord O'Connor. I understand and I do agree with that other people there who actually lining in line, just hide behind the closed door and wait for things pass so that they can come back out. So most definitely, I'm going to have to see what we can do. All right.
Go now. Quick. Look here. What the best way people can protest? Everybody that go to the match. More people go to the match and walk with a placard. Win must go, a change must come. That's all you have to do, And you can't get it better than that. You reach in a stand, reach your bleachers, everybody have them piece of cardboard and heist it up at certain time during the match. Simple as that. Just come close.
That's a good place to go and protest. People, anyone who's watching
with it.
Anyone who's watching right now,
when you look at thing at JFF, do it at the game. Do it at the game. Make it be known. You understand? When the other thing, when you talk about Ricketts must go and so on. Look here, yeah, I keep saying, the GFF board is the parish presidents, and them are the same one. Yeah, them now gonna really step down from the post of the president for them parish association. Look how long some of them are there. Them not going to do it.
Years, as I said, Jurassic Park years.
So the best way I think can make a change, get rid of the general secretary. At one stage, I'm going to make it be open. I was lobbying to say, can we get a Chris Derring inside there? You can't get anybody more qualified than him.
Qualified.
The league GFF or have play a certain position.
What would you say is Chris Derring background like?
Excuse me, boss. Hold on. Let's just tick the boxes. Chris Derring is a businessman that has been very successful. That's the first thing. I'm going to give you each. Chris Derring was in charge of organizing a world sporting event in the Caribbean, right? The Cricket World Cup. Okay, that's 2 checks off right there. Okay, Chris Derring knows how to market. He's a marketer. Check that off too. Chris Derring is somebody that is very relatable. He can speak to people. He has visions. He has come up with a lot of ideas. And then the next best thing is Chris Derring is a former national youth player. He knows the thing. He knows that football can do for you. All boxes checked. A lot of people don't know all of this.
All right. You gave us some vital information on that aspect. But most definitely, we have to look into those aspects, because it's not a case in which we say Dalton must go, but who steps in after that? So I respect that, and I'm going to look into it. See, Benji, I said I agree, and Benji, Teddy Lee said no, Chris Derrings. And Benji asked him, "Oh, I'm going from Wi-Fi. I'm going to set up my phone here, so that's this a Wi-Fi, not ship out for me. I don't know why I'm going for Wi-Fi." I don't know why I'm going for Wi-Fi. All right, so but we have to discuss people who we think are competent enough to take the job. That's how we look at it. We have to discuss people who are competent enough to take the job. Nevertheless, it's just tough based off what we have right now. All right, so Mr. Leader, you have any more? You have anything more for them? So that before we can cut off. It's like gone on a call.
Well, I think that basically is it. For now, The only thing what we need to do is just try to see if, as I said, the person was saying, I wouldn't want to see Paul Hall go, because
I
agree that. Idea when they heard that Paul Hall was resigning, their alternative was to say, "Oh no, we can get another coach, who is Jamaican, has antibiotics." When I heard, I said, that does sound good, but the thing is, Paul Hall is taking a stand, You understand? Have everything at this stage. I see what is there, and it takes a strong individual to put his foot down, right? You have some coaches in the past that when certain things go on, them just quail up and that sort of thing. Look here, everybody do that thing in a different way, because by Andre Blake not going in the goal still, that make everybody wonder, what's happening there. It did send a message, right? The same thing Paul Hall put in his resignation. He has sent his message.
Another message that
he has reached late and almost not going. A message was also sent. Okay, it's time now. The JFF, you can't get it clearer than that now. What I look at,
is true.
Everybody that go to the match, walk with the cardboard, write what's supposed to go on it, and that's it. The little thing at the JFF, everybody not going to go to that. I don't business that. What I want is that do it at the stadium. Okay?
That is true.
Yeah.
The funny thing now, I enclose the JFF office for the regular, because my wife work at Barbados Avenue up that side. I'm always close by there upon a regular basis. Even if we go out there and go protest on something, I don't even think the TVG and the CV them really ever come out. They kind of not really business with me. Because them say we don't really matter, we not really important. That is how them view things. Now, I know say if I did some big name people in the industry, say them a go out there, that's how you'd see something be done. But if you got the games don't know, that is where it's a worldwide coverage, people will see it. People will see it. Millions of people are potentially going to see it. And at that stage in time. And I think that, as I said, that is right. At that point in time would be the right time to take a stand.
The TV audience is there. Make when they go into the crowd, the people have up them sign. That's the way for go.
Jerry said local media is as fake as foreign media. Karim Hughes said, what are we protesting? Dalton win out. That's what we're protesting. All right, so the leader, big up, massive respect. Thanks for coming on to share this information. And at the same time, we still get some information added on to it. Really respect you took the time out to come and share those information. Anyways, everybody in the comment section, thank you very much, people, for joining. Really appreciate it. I'm going to go off now. It's Sunday. I actually should have been at church, but still can't make it. Anyways, people, thank you very much, people. Before you go, smash that like button, people. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that like button. Until next time, people, we'll do more coverages. Look out for more videos. It's not good. It's not good. All this information, it's not good. Next time, people, we're out. Ooh, well done, DJ. Karate well, DJ. Ravel, ball boy. DJ. Oh God, Clemens.